February is Black History Month, a time the country highlights and celebrates the accomplishments of Black Americans. And the fact that Black history is a part of America's history is important for all Americans to know, learn about, and understand. So let's take a deeper dive into Black Americans in Congress throughout the years. We begin in 1870, when the 15th Amendment was ratified, prohibiting the denial of voting rights based on race, color, or previous status as a slave. Also in 1870, Hiram Revels, a Republican from Mississippi, became the first African American to be seated in the United States Senate, to which he served 1 year. In the same year, Joseph Hayne Rainey, a Republican from South Carolina, became the first African American elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. 2 years later, in 1872, Victoria Woodhull was nominated by the National Radical Reformers, becoming the first woman presidential candidate, and her running mate, Frederick Douglass, is the first African-American vice presidential candidate. From 1875 to 1881, Blanche Kelso Bruce became the first African-American senator to serve a full term. We now go to 1952, where Carlotta A. Bass, who was nominated by the Progressive Party, becomes the first African-American woman to run for vice president. This leads us to 1965, a big year due to the passing of the Voting Rights Act, overturning efforts by state legislatures to exclude African-American voters, meaning the act suspended literacy tests, provides for federal oversight of voter registration in some areas, and directs the Attorney General of the United States to challenge the use of poll taxes for state and local elections. Then, from 1968 to 1992, honorable mentions such as Shirley Chisholm, a Democrat from New York, becoming the first African American to deliver the keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention. In 1972, she also becomes the first African American from a major political party to run for president. In more recent events, Barack Obama became the first African American to win the presidency back in 2008 and would go on to serve 2 terms. And there was, of course, also Kamala Harris, who became the first African American woman to win the vice presidency in the 2020 election. It is amazing to see how the country has evolved over the years, and we all hope it continues to grow in ways that we could never imagine. Thank you for watching.